Hello, beta. Good afternoon, everyone. So in this session, I'm going to take ISI PEA 2006, question number 10 to 12. Let's look into the question. A box has 10 red balls and 5 black balls. A ball is selected from the box if the ball is red. It is returned to the box. So you get back 10 red and 5 black. If the ball is black, then you add 2 additional black balls to the box. So 10 red, but 7 black. Okay. So it hit me just that, I was teaching a similar question the other day. And when it said 2 additional black ball, the student just made this as 6. Right? And, they said, ki, ma'am, ye wala ek ball bhi to wapas kar rahe hain. No. Of course, this is getting returned, but 2 additional, right? So plus 2 balls. This goes back to the ball, but 2 plus 2, huh? And then again a ball is selected. What is the probability it will be? The probability that the second ball will be red can be written as probability that, you go ahead and you choose the first one to be black and then the second one to be red. Plus, you choose the first one to be red and then the second one to be red. So first one to be black. So how many black balls are there? 5 out of 15. And then into the second one to be red. Now there are 17 balls. So probability of choosing a red ball will be 10 by 17. Plus, you go ahead and you choose red with red. Right? So you need to understand that you're choosing the first one to be red. Isn't it? So you have to choose out of these 10. So total are 15. So 10 by 15 into the second one is also red. So there are the same number of balls, 10 by 50. Right? So when you will be solving this, you will get the answer as 98 by 153. Okay, better come to the next question. So this is saying that this is very simple. So you are given a function and you need to, find out the value of the function at 0 if the function is continuous. So if the function is continuous, when I will approach the function from left-hand side or right-hand side, I know I should be getting the same value of the function. And if you actually go ahead and you try to evaluate the function currently at 0, you will notice that you are actually going ahead and getting a 0 by 0 form. So log 1 plus 0 by p minus log 1 minus 0 by p upon 0. So log 1 minus log 1 by 0, 0 by 0 form, right? So since this is 0 by 0 form, I need to go ahead and I need to use L'Hopital rule. So I will go ahead and I will differentiate the numerator separately and differentiate the denominator separately. So differentiation of numerator will be 1 upon 1 plus x by p into 0 minus 1 by p minus 1 upon 1 minus x by p into 0 minus, sorry, this is q, 0 minus 1 by q upon 1. And now what will I go ahead and do? I will put everywhere x as 0. That is what we can go ahead and do. So 1 upon 1 plus 0 by p into minus 1 by p minus 1 upon 1 minus 0 by q into minus 1 by q. So this will give me minus 1 by p minus minus 1 by q. So this will give me 1 by q minus 1 by p. And that would be the answer to this question. So sorry, this is plus beta. I just assumed it to be minus here also. This is plus here. So it will be plus. So this is going to be plus. So answer will be 1 by p plus 1 by q. I just thought it is minus there. That's not the case. Okay, come to the next question. So this says consider any four numbers, right? And it tells you that y1 into y2 is greater than x1 into x2. Okay. Now it says consider s is equal to x1 y2 plus x2 y1, okay, minus 2x1 x2. Okay, fine. Then the number s is. Now one thing that you can go ahead and do is again take some numbers, and by taking some numbers, you can just try to see which of them is getting negated and which is not. Like this. So I just took some numbers. So I said, okay, let x1 be 1, x2 be 4, and y1 be 2, y2 be 3. So I can clearly go ahead and see that. So if I just go ahead and find out y1 into y2, I will get 6. x1 into x2, I will get 4. And I can clearly see that y1, y2 is greater than x1, x2. That is there in this case, right? So if this is there, then you can just put your values in this S and you can see if it is coming as a positive or a negative number. Now, in this case, we saw that the number was coming out to be positive. So you can take different examples and combinations and try. That's the first thing. The other thing that you can go ahead and do is the following. So you are already given that y1 into y2 is greater than x1 into x2. This is given to you, right? So then what you go ahead and you do is you multiply x1, x2 on both sides. So if you will go ahead and you will multiply x1, x2 on both sides, so what will you get? y1, y2 into x1, x2 greater than x1, x2 into x1, x2. So you will be getting y1, y2 into x1, x2 greater than x1, x2 whole square. Isn't it? Now what you can go ahead and do is, you can go ahead and you can manipulate this thing. So I will just rewrite this thing and I will make this as x1 into y2 into x2 into y1 greater than x1, x2 whole square. Right? And I will consider that x1, y2 is one number. It is number A. And x2, y1 is another number. This is number B. Right? And I'm saying that A into B is greater than some square. And then I will go ahead and I will just check out the under root. So I know that under root of AB is nothing but the GM of the number. So I have got that this part now is GM. And the geometric mean, look, so under root and square gets cancelled. So geometric mean is greater than x1 into x2. That is clear. This much is clear. Okay. Now we know that there is this property that we have, and the property says that the AM is greater than equal to the GM, right? Again, there may be multiple ways to go ahead and solve this. This is just one of them. So if you're going ahead and approaching the same question using any other approach and getting the answer, it is fine, right? So AM is greater than equal to GM. So in AM, this is my first number. I considered this as my first number, x1, y2. Why did I consider it in this form, x1, y2, is because I was given it in this form. I was given x1, y2 here. I was given x2, y1 here, right? That is why I went ahead and considered it in this form. So I'm considering my first number to be x1, y2, my second number to be x1, y1, x2, y1 by 2 greater than equal to GM. But this GM that I found out, in this case, this GM is greater than x1, x2. Right? So this GM is greater than x1, x2. GM is greater than x1, x2. Right? So I have got x1, y2 plus x2, y1 by 2 strictly greater than x1, x2. So x1, y2 plus x2, y1 greater than 2 x1, x2. So x1, y2 plus x2, y1 minus 2 x1, x2 greater than 0. So it is a positive, it is strictly a positive number, and that would be the answer to your question. Answer will be C. Okay. Okay, beta. Thank you.